Right then. So there's a Scapegoat back at Dreadfest. Binge Drinker. How are we? Are we well?
How you doing, man? We're good. Pretty good.
So, can we start at the beginning, like all good stories? How did you guys meet? Like, what's the story behind that?
We've known each other for years, I think.
10 years.
These two guys used to play in a band called Kehlet
Okay.
for a few years.
And how was that then?
That was good fun, yeah. We were together for about 7 years, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to play a lot around London and have a laugh. Then, me and Tyler kind of got together, and I used to be the vocalist.
Alright, okay.
In Cavity Search. And Tyler was the bass player, sometimes guitarist, and we decided to swap instruments, so now I play guitar and he's on drums.
Okay.
And then, we recruited these two kids, who we know, they're all mates, we're all mates before anyway.
Yeah, okay,
so
it's
just like,
quite organic how you met, it wasn't like putting stuff up on Gumtree.
No, we've been friends for
I used to put on Cavity Search all the time.
Oh, right, okay.
Shows in London.
And,
So I knew these guys really well already. Yeah.
It was quite a smooth transition to get in a new band. And
more or less, yeah.
And what sort of era is this? Was circa what sort of time were you starting to get together?
Oh, a couple of years ago, was it?
Binge Drinker.
About a year and a half ago, was it?
No, it was just over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler and I started playing together before, just messing about. But I think the first time all four of us jammed was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, start off nice and easy with, what's with the name? It's quite self-explanatory, I know, but
It's what we do together most of the time when we hang out.
That's how we became friends.
It's a common hobby we share.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
just
yeah.
that kind of natural name just came.
Yeah.
Well, I came up with the name, and I don't really know where it came from, but I just sort of had the name suddenly, and I thought, we're going to be called Binge Drinker. And I don't know if everyone was that keen on it at first, but they grew to love it.
Well, I think it fits fucking perfect, to be honest. Right? So, back then a couple of years ago, because obviously you said you've already had that band beforehand, but what were the initial influences for making this band sound the way how it does?
Well, for me personally, I wouldn't say real specific bands as such. We sort of just wanted to make a band that was generally kind of a bit crusty and a bit punky, but just, and a bit metally as well, and just sort of, it was basically a more of a, there was no set genre. Well, we like to call ourselves crust and roll, but I don't even think we're that really.
No, it's more like crossover with a bit more crust in it occasionally.
That's it, you're not pigeonholed into one thing, so you're taking influences from everything.
Yeah, well, some songs are a lot punkier, other ones are just thrash metal, really.
And I don't think we're too strict about, like, if we write a new song, if it sounds good, we'll go with it. We're not sort of like, that doesn't sound like this. We're just
that doesn't fit into our repertoire.
Yeah, let's do it. So if it sounds like a bit metal or whatever,
a couple of mid-paced, slower riffs as well. Like,
So you can tell sort of which riffs come from which people, I think. Okay. Like the more corny ones are probably from Tony. The more punkier rocky top ones have got bars or something like that.
It's good to know, so now I'll be sieving that out. Like,
Certainly judging.
Yeah, that's always. You got me. That's what the metal scene's all about, isn't it?
I'm into grind. I'm just waiting for Tyler to get a double kick so we can start blasting.
Just getting harassed.
I'll start taking lessons very soon.
Excellent.
So, how far after the initial conception of you guys coming together before, what was it, Street Cans? So, like, that's your release now?
Yeah.
So, like, can you talk us through how that came to be? Like,
we wrote 7 songs, and then we took one song from Barry's old Australian band. What were we called? The Evil Geniuses. Yeah. She smelled like a dim sum and tasted like a Chico roll. So it's special.
That only kind of makes sense.
Because these lot are Australian. The culinary specialities in Australia. Dim sims, not to be confused with dim sums, apparently.
Completely different.
We've got to make that clear. Thanks, Tony.
Thank God. I've been lost.
So I think we just sort of wrote some songs and put them all together. And initially, I probably didn't run a record as soon as we did, because I thought, we're not quite ready. But I was sort of in the end glad we did, because it turned out pretty good. We recorded with our mate Sam Thredder at Crow's Nest, and he's a really good producer, and and he knows how to sort of get things happening.
Have you worked with him before that in any of the other bands that you've been in?
No,
well, again, someone we know quite well.
But yeah, he's
well,
a mate, so,
he plays in a few bands himself.
Okay.
I'd heard a lot of the stuff he'd done, and he just does it at his house. He's got a home studio, but the sounds he gets out of there are pretty bloody good. Yeah.
And as well as if you're in a relaxed environment, then it's
Yeah.
the best.
It's awesome.
Well, that's it. There isn't really time constraints, so we can be up recording till 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
You can relax a bit.
So if you're all on it, you can go all night.
Yeah,
sort of
it's not like there's a studio booked for 6 hours and going, oh shit, we have to make it.
You see the money
yeah,
going
the
through.
money, the money pouring out of your pockets.
Mel came up with the name Street Cans.
Oh, yeah?
For the album, yeah, because
Because
that's
we
what
drink in
we
the
always
street
do.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's constantly drinking
It's
in
just
the
like
street.
standard
Prices at
crusty
venues in London, like proper venues, are just over a £5 for some crap beer. So,
Yeah.
so it's between the bands you go outside.
Yeah, just buy a slab and
Yeah,
have a great
yeah.
time. Yeah. So, in that period of time, over the 2 years, have you, down to you, have you guys evolved? What do you think has changed? Has the gear changed and stuff like that? Like, how have we got to here, is what I'm
We
asking.
started writing faster songs recently.
Yeah?
Yeah, mainly because I've been whining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Too goddamn slow!
Faster, faster.
I wrote a fast song.
You wrote faster. It's rubbing off.
Yeah.
I like fast stuff. I love to have a sort of some fast, some slower.
Yeah.
We've got like a nice variety, haven't we, in our set?
I think so.
Slow
I think so.
to fast to...
Just keep it interesting, just for me, not for the audience. Just it's more.
You get bored.
Yeah, well, I think if
mix
everything's
it
like,
up.
I do like bands who are grindcore and blast beats all the way, but it can get a little bit fatiguing after a while. You know, so I just like to have a bit of a
Contrast.
Yeah, you know, and
Baz is old now, he can't
and a
do
rest,
it.
rest as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
need to have a rest
Need to
from
have a
the slow ones.
So what about the gear side of things? Are you pretty tried and true to what you had beforehand? Have you just stuck to that? Or have you kind of opened it up and experimented with stuff to get different sounds or different drums or things like that?
We're pretty basic.
Pretty basic. I use fast pedals.
Plug it in, off
Yeah.
it goes.
Basic.
Yeah.
I've got a fast pedal that I'm pretty sure I didn't have right at the start. I'm not even sure.
But still pretty minimal
It's a really
then.
good, yeah, minimal. We don't have like massive pedal boards or anything like that. It's
One pedal.
I've got one pedal,
yeah, I've got a pedal. Barry has a pedal. That's about it.
but I've got a pointy guitar, so
Yeah, so it looks cool.
it sounds better.
Otherwise, I play a Fender knockoff. I've been trying to change that. But
Yeah, we've been trying to make you change
It
that.
sounds
for
good,
2
it
years.
don't
yeah,
matter.
it sounds alright. It goes through that pedal anyway. Everything sounds good.
Yeah. So I'd like to also shine a light on like some of the collaborations that you've done, like for example with the artists and things like that. Like who did that? How did that come about? Like because it's not just the music; it's how you portray, how you get it out there. So how did that come to be?
Oh right. Well, so I put on quite a few gigs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Are you talking about the artwork?
Yeah, the artwork.
Oh,
for
the
album.
artwork. All right.
Oh yeah, our mate Shindy, he'd done artwork for you before.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
mate. Well, he hadn't done artwork for me, but he was a mate. He used to come and see Cavity Search sometimes, and so I've known him for years and knew he was a really good artist. So we just got him. We told him what we wanted. We worked it through, and he pretty quickly came up with that sort
Okay.
of.
Yeah, he nailed
product.
it in like a couple of days.
He's really good.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just gesture towards an idea, it's like
Yeah,
got
he
it,
just
and
sent
that
some
was it.
ideas on Facebook, and then Shindy sent us
What's-
that, and we
what's
were
his
like,
Facebook page?
great,
Just-
Shindy
It's
Art
Shindy
Design.
Design.
Shindy Design, that's
Yeah.
it.
He's really good.
Yeah,
If you guys want to design, go to
yeah.
Shindy.
Based
Yeah.
in Bristol, he's excellent. Yeah.
So, how has it been for the 2 years with tours? Like, is there any shout-outs to bands that you've played with, or is there any iconic moments so far that you think is worth telling people about?
This is only our second time playing out of London, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of,
We've played loads in London, and we've played in Northampton.
we haven't really done much touring. We
Haven't
just sort of
been on
play
tour.
shows here or there. I mean,
Well,
it's-
hopefully this year in the second half.
yeah, we're sort of.
Like October.
We can be a bit bloody lazy, is the
Yeah,
problem.
we're
You know,
pretty
just
lazy.
Well,
organising.
life also gets in the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's mostly because we're lazy.
No,
No.
we.
No, it'll happen.
That's it though, it's like everyone's got to start somewhere and you've got to get your local scene and then you start to go away. There's no point in jumping ship to somewhere else. Like, who are you? Like,
Exactly.
that sort of thing. So yeah,
I can tell you the worst moment.
go on then.
Which was that?
It's when I played in the monkey suit.
Chimpy Fest.
Yeah.
Oh god,
And
was
I
fun.
almost passed out because I was sweating buckets.
it was so hot.
The stage itself even if you're in shorts and a t-shirt, you'll be sweating black as well. I was wearing this synthetic suit.
Fuck, man, no.
And this was the Sunday of the festival.
So
we were playing at 3 p.m.
Yeah, we were all and I played pretty poorly. Like
looked pretty good.
Sweating.
Yeah.
I remember I had suntan lotion all over my hands. I was dropping my sticks like twice. It's been a nightmare, so I decided no more suntan lotion.
Me and you got the same thing
exactly,
with the ginger,
it's
man.
dangerous.
It's dangerous, man.
But in Northampton, we were so drunk you didn't even realise you'd broken a stick until the end of the gig.
My snare drum's covered in blood.
That's how all shows should end.
Yeah.
So, in short, the idea of this challenge is to shine the light on bands which I do actually think deserve it. So I'm now passing it over to you guys. Are there any bands that you think deserve a shout out?
Yeah, it's just our mates in London, I suppose.
That we've played with, or just generally?
Just in general, that you've seen, that you've played with, anything, like
So
old bands that you were in? Or
bands that we've played with in London, you know, a few times over the last year or two, like
Flowers of Flesh and
Flowers
Blood.
of Flesh and Blood, Disfago,
Yeah.
High Value Products,
Gout,
which is Tony's other band.
That's my Go Grind band.
Yeah.
So that's where you get the fasting from.
Yeah. I also do Chimpy Fest. I do a grindcore festival in London.
Okay.
Hold on, can I promote it?
Go for it, man. This is the whole point.
That's what the cameras.
Yeah.
Hold up, you fly, I like it.
This is this year's edition. I think it's the 7th one. and I do this festival with a few friends.
I can overlay the
And it's-
photograph
and
when I do it as well.
Yeah.
Give me a
It's
fly.
a largely grindcore, crusty festival, power violence. That sort of stuff. Because about half the acts are international.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty savage, just at first glance as well.
Yeah. But I think bands I'm really looking forward to see this weekend, Mastiff and Calist.
Mastiff are punishing.
Yeah, Calist are fucking excellent too.
Like,
so make sure you see
I've
that.
seen Mastiff a few times, and Jim is the most terrifying front man ever.
Excellent.
I actually saw him at a show, and they played at quite a fast bill, and they were like slowing it down a bit.
Yeah.
So the room starts to peter out. So he picks up his monitor
Right.
with one hand and the microphone in the other, and starts chasing people around the room with a fucking ace, man.
I'll check that out.
But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for coming down and doing an interview.
thanks,
It's an
man.
absolute pleasure.
Cheers, baby.
Shout
Cool,
out to
thank
Copsey, who I get to see twice in 1 month, which is quite rare.
Lucky boy.
Quite rare.
But yeah, I will definitely be downstairs checking you guys out and seeing what you got to offer.
Keep your expectations low, but
Yeah.
Well, easy, man. We'll see.